Utah Valley Magazine and Hailey have been growing together since day one. Hailey is here to share more about the publication and why telling Utah stories are so important to her. Hailey, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We are so excited you are here, and this is so fun. You actually were born the same year Utah Valley Magazine started.
Yes.
What has that been like? You've basically grown up with this.
It's been so fun. We're twins. The magazine and I are twins. I was born in March. The first issue came out in September, but they started working on it as soon as I was born. And it's been great. I've learned the ropes. I used to deliver magazines. That was like my very first job.
That's so precious.
I
love
fun.
It. All right, you talked about you've learned the ropes. How has growing up with the magazine helped you really understand its mission and what it does?
I think that coming home, my parents would always tell me the stories that they had heard from their interviews, or I would be reading the magazines that would just be left out on our coffee table or whatever, and I've just really learned that every single person has a story worth telling, and it could be your neighbor, it could be family or friends, and every single person's story could fill up an entire magazine. I just think everybody has a story to tell.
We are kind of on the same page, because I always say everyone has a story to tell and every story is worth telling. And there are so many people out there. We have so many amazing people in Utah, our neighbors, our friends. How do you decide what stories to actually put in the magazine?
It's so hard. We have a running list. I literally have a list on my computer of hundreds and hundreds of names that we're always cycling through. We like to do stuff that's current, that's really relevant, stuff that's hot right now. But we always are looking for suggestions. Our emails are always open. Our DMs on Instagram are open. We love to hear from our readers who they want to read about, and it's crazy. We just are always adding names to that list.
Well, we have so many amazing people in this state, so I'm sure it's a big undertaking to decide who's going to be in the magazine. We live in a digital age. It is what it is. But talk to me about print media. Why do you think having print media like your magazine is still so important?
Print media is back. I feel like millennials and Gen Z are so nostalgic for a time that we never got to experience. We see that in Polaroids, in film cameras, in record players and magazines. I feel like all these things are back in style, and people our age just love it.
I love it. I'm like, I know you're a Gen Z, and I follow you on Instagram because I adore you, and I know you use film.
Yes, I do, and I love it. I think it's so fun.
We love that nostalgia. Okay, can you tell me about a really memorable story that was in your magazine?
Yes. Recently in May, Jamie Kern-Lima was getting her honorary doctorate at UVU, and I got to sit down with her on the day that she got her doctorate, and I had about 30 minutes that then turned into 20, that then turned into 15, just because it was a crazy day.
How interviews go.
How interviews go. But she's a famous author. She started She started It Cosmetics and sold it to L'Oreal.
Oh, I love her.
She's a billionaire. She's amazing. So I had 15 minutes to sit down with her, and she was so generous and kind to me, and her story is so inspiring. She started working like a fast food job, and it's turned into this beautiful career that she just was so kind. I loved her story.
Well, I'm sure she loved having you interview her. You are such a light. Where can we go to read the magazine really fast?
UtahValleyMag.com. Probably your local doctor's or dentist office as well on the coffee table.
Well, Hailey, thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for sharing Utah stories. We love it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.